Joe Rogan is a headline grabber, mostly because he'll generally listen to just about anybody. I mean, he's had people from Bernie Sanders to Donald Trump to Elon Musk to Anna Paulina Luna to, I mean, just about any politician you could imagine. Plus, you know, musicians, Hollywood actors, actresses, podcast hosts, this, that, and the other thing, comedians. I don't listen to Joe Rogan Experience every day or even every week. Generally, if there's somebody on there who's really interesting, I'll listen to it. To be honest, the last time I listened to an entire Joe Rogan Experience was when Donald Trump was on. Before that, maybe Elon Musk. But otherwise, certainly I enjoy the random clip or two. Well, now Joe Rogan is letting his liberal elite show here as he's saying that voters are frustrated because they expected Trump's ICE raids to nab gang members and not landscapers. Now, Joe just had his, but who will clean your toilets, Donald Trump moment. I assure you, I voted for this, and most people that voted for Donald Trump voted for this. This is a fake narrative, and we're going to get into that after a super quick word from this video sponsor, Private Internet Access. If you aren't using a VPN yet, you're completely missing out, and Private Internet Access is the one I use on all of my devices. If you've been following the news, you see that censorship, websites, apps are getting shut down in certain countries, all sorts of craziness. Well, a VPN helps you never have to worry about that. Private Internet Access also protects you from the prying eyes of hackers, internet service providers, and others that can view your personal data. Perhaps also just as importantly, Private Internet Access allows you to access region-restricted content from all over the world. Streaming services like Netflix, Amazon Prime, and more have different library options based on where you're located, and some shows simply cannot be accessed if you're not in the target location. Happens to me all the time. Many sports events also have regional blackouts. Well, VPNs can be a convenient way to make sure you're getting the content that you're paying for. Private Internet Access also allows you to protect an unlimited amount of devices all at the same time, so your entire household with a single subscription. And I've been working with Private Internet Access so long that I have an absolutely massive discount available to my viewers. Link in the description below. Get Private Internet Access today using my link. Save huge, protect your computers, access all the content that you've been paying for, and ensure that your internet is never censored. Now, Joe Rogan says voters are frustrated because they expected Trump's ICE raids to nab gang members, not landscapers. Now, leave a like on the video if you voted for this. Look, this is one of the most insane leftoid narratives about the deportations imaginable. First and foremost, let's get this out of the way. Not every landscaper is an illegal alien, okay? I can tell you firsthand, I've been very fortunate in my life, and I've been able to hire somebody to take care of my property, my lawn, and this, that, and the other thing for maybe the past 5 years. Ever since, you know, it became more smart for me to live stream than maybe mow my lawn. Although I do miss mowing the lawn. I still mow the field and trails for my wife and stuff like that. But every landscaper that I have had for the past 5-6 years, which has been, I don't know, about 24, they've been white dudes. Now, skin color doesn't matter, but if they're white, I think it's safe to assume they're not an illegal alien. Everybody that just recently did my driveway resurfacing, grizzled old white guys. Everybody that did my, I just had some contract work done on my house. White guys, citizens. The idea that landscapers is exclusively a job done by illegal aliens is, of course, insane. Secondly, okay, just because you're a landscaper during the day does not mean you don't have an MS-13 tattoo. Does not mean that you don't participate in crime in the evenings, okay? Thirdly, every illegal alien is a criminal. The idea that crossing our border is not a crime is a fake, made-up leftist narrative. By crossing the border, you have committed a felony. And I don't care if you've been here 15 years and suddenly now you get nabbed up in an ICE raid. That means you have 15 years of committing that crime. Fourthly, okay, these illegals. Now, I'm not a big entitlements guy, But I do think, hey, if you're unemployed, you should get unemployment first, until you can get back on your feet. We should take care of our veterans. We should take care of people who are physically or mentally disabled. Like, I don't have a problem with that. Okay. I have a problem with, people whining, complaining about not being able to get sugary sodas and energy drinks on their food stamps. But by and large, I think if a family needs some support because, the major earner lost her job, I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem with them getting a little bit of help for a little bit of while to get back on their feet. But the fact of the matter is, I don't know what the exact number is, 20 million illegals. Trump just said he cut 275,000 people who are illegals and or dead from the Social Security system. Okay. There's 275,000 people receiving a check every month from the American taxpayer. All right. So the idea that they're not doing any harm by being here is insane. They are soaking up loads of government resources and taking them from American citizens of all creeds and colors. So yes, Alejandro might be, your landscaper might be an illegal, but the idea that every one of them is an illegal is insane. The idea that just because they're mowing your lawn during the day doesn't mean they're not participating in gang violence at night is also insane. The idea that we aren't grabbing gang members is also verifiably false. Basically, every day you could open up the New York Post or you could watch Fox or any, every day they're arresting. They have like 600 Tren de Arguia, whatever the heck their stupid name is, gang members rounded up in like the last month. Joe Rogan doesn't know diddly dick about what's going on with the deportations. Here, 3,500 TDA gang members arrested this year alone.
Just nationwide, we've arrested more than 3,500 TDA gang members who are some of the worst criminals with an organization that's been designated a foreign terrorist group by the president. So
isn't it possible that some of them also mow lawns during the day or clean toilets, Joe Rogan? Joe, I like Joe because he's willing to have people on, and I wish someone would have been on the show to push back a little bit on this delusion. I got to tell you, I don't care if they're a landscaper or a roofer or they're a little old lady that sells delicious tamales in the parking lot or a gang member. If you're in this country illegally, you have to go back. I'll talk to you in 20 years, okay? I want net zero or net negative. I really want net negative immigration into this country for just 20 years. Give us 20 years. We've had wide open borders for hundreds. Just give us 20 years of net negative immigration and just see what our tax dollars can do for American citizens. Just see what crime levels look like. Just see what homelessness looks like. Just see what addiction looks like. Just humor me. Give me 10 years, just 10. Just give me 10 years of net negative immigration. This idea that it's not that people didn't vote for illegals being deported is insane. It's a leftist talking point. I get that Joe Rogan was basically always a Bernie Sanders guy. I'm not going to call him a fraud or whatever, because this is just always who he's been. But he's just wrong about this. Most Americans, I think you would have a hard time. I think you would have a really, really hard time finding Trump voters who regretted their vote for real. Not paid actors who are on CNN, right? I think you would have a really hard time finding any real number of people that are like, well, I voted only to deport aggressive criminals. No. Everybody voted for everybody to go. Donald Trump never said, I'm running on only removing gang members. These illegals, by the way, I could argue, that are especially the ones that are receiving government subsidies and entitlements, they are just as damaging as any gang member is. They are taking Social Security resources. They are taking after-school resources. They are taking teaching resources. They are taking homelessness resources. They are taking after-school program resources. They are taking food resources. They are taking untold millions of dollars in resources from American citizens, black, white, brown, or gray. All right. So, no, I don't care. By the way, if you're an illegal and paying taxes, I'm curious how that works. I'm curious how that's supposed to be a good thing. Joe Rogan going on this is just incorrect.
I mean, it was a visceral reaction that a lot of people had to the idea of people just showing up and pulling people out of schools and pulling people out of Home Depot and pulling people that were...
Where is that even happening, by the way? I'm not seeing any coverage of that. You know what I mean? Like, who is he talking about?
Or just hardworking people that maybe snuck over here because they didn't have a legal way to get over here. But since
there's always been a legal way to get over here. There has always been a legal way to get over here, Joe Rogan.
They've been here, they've been good people, and they're a part of communities, and that's what freaks people out, because when people thought about ICE, they thought, great, we're going to get rid of the gang members.
No, they didn't
think, great, you're going to get rid of a landscaper.
But
I did. Now, of course, prioritize the gang members. Prioritize, prioritize repeat offenders. Prioritize anybody who has had a run-in with law enforcement who is an illegal, by all means, okay? Prioritize all of that. But show me a single video of children getting ripped out of schools that Joe Rogan claims people have seen. I haven't seen that. And by the way, it's not the child's fault. It's the parents' fault. No more anchor babies. No more anchor babies. No more, they didn't have a legal way to get here. You've always had a legal way to immigrate into this country, Joe. Round every one of them up. Send them back. You have to go back. This is what I voted for. And you know what? Whoever runs for president next, this will still be my most important issue, is rounding up the tens of millions of illegals in this country and sending them home. Every one of them. This is going to take 25 years to clean up. They all have to go. I don't care what they do for a job in this country. They are here illegally, and they are a drain on the system from tax-paying Americans. I don't think that there are Trump voters that disagree with this. It's an absolute fake argument. I know Joe's always been a liberal, so I'm not going to be like, oh my God, he's betraying MAGA. But he's just dead wrong on this. This is what I voted for. I voted for getting our economy in order, cutting government spending, and closing the borders, and getting out the people who broke the law to get here in the first place. Surprise, Joe. That's what most people who voted for Trump would think. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below, and we'll talk to you again real soon.